Hi guys, Brain here, and welcome to another commentary video. Today we're going to be discussing something that came up on stream recently during one of our reacts. There's kind of like a little bit of a tidbit for it at the end of one of my recent react videos, but I kind of want to expand on it in its own video because I think it's a good idea. I think it was like a big enough and very interesting like concept and thought just in its own right that I kind of wanted to dedicate a whole video to it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I want to talk today about the idea of popular DBD build videos, and this goes for both the killer and survivor side of things, because it's something I've been seeing quite a lot lately, and it's always been a thing in the DBD community, but I was asked recently on stream by one of the people in the general community that I appreciate a lot, Chaos, is like, do you think that DBD build videos are like inherently bad, or are they okay? And we got in a little conversation about it on stream, and I wanted to like expand upon that here because like DBD build videos have always been incredibly popular. If you notice, the most popular DBD content creators kind of gravitate mostly towards build videos. That's kind of like their bread and butter. That's what they love to make. That's what they put out. That's what, you know, does the numbers, so to speak. That does the numbers, so to speak. But there's kind of a phenomenon that happens behind it, both on the killer and survivor side, that kind of spurs distaste and unhappiness in the DBD community. Is that like, let's say like that a big DBD content creator comes out with a new video showing that there's some sort of like exploit with Doctor, or there's an exploit with Freddy that you can do, and now suddenly for the next 2 or 3 weeks until there's a patch, because that big content creator made a video highlighting that this very, very strong build, or this kind of like weird interaction with a perk that this killer has. Now everybody has to essentially deal with that for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and it becomes incredibly popular. That very, very strong and very, very oppressive build becomes incredibly, incredibly popular for the next 2 or 3 weeks. But like I said, this does not only confine itself inside the killer zone, it's happened to the survivor zone as well. It's gotten to the point where like people have like literally like DM'd me going like, hey, this is a popular build going around right now. This is how they're doing the gens fast. Like, it's one of those things where it's like it spreads like wildfire. When one of these big content creators makes a video talking about something that's super strong, whether that be, like I said, like a super big build, or like a character power interaction or something like that, like it really spreads like wildfire. And then you literally start seeing it like not even every other match, but like you see it very, very frequently for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and it kind of like causes a lot of like distress in the DBD community, because suddenly whereas like that character, or that player may have brought just like a very standard build. Now they've been convinced in a sense, or inspired, I think would rather be the word. They've been inspired to bring this really, really strong thing, or this really, really like weird character interaction thing, because now it's been popularized by a YouTuber. So now you get like people running really, really annoying stuff that you wouldn't run into before on both sides. So that makes the general game quality across the game board pretty miserable for a short experience, or a short period of time, which is concerning, to say the least. It's concerning to say the least. Now, here's my flip thought about it, right? Because like the way I've been talking about it so far, you may think that like I'm like fundamentally against this. I think like build videos are toxic for the DBD community, and that's not how I feel. This is one of those things where like behavior, bless their heart, do their best, but they can't foresee everything that happens with like, a way a perk will interact, or how a patch may affect a certain character. They can't account for all these things. So you're going to have people that play the game nonstop, which is mainly the big DBD content creators, go and find this stuff and popularize it, because, well, if they popularize it, they do the numbers, and that's what literally pays them. So they're going to do it, regardless of thinking about how that affects the game landscape. The double-edged sword here is that I think that might be a necessary evil, because these things are going to exist in the game either way. Imagine an alternate scenario here where there's one of these exploits, or there's one of these really, really strong build synergies that's really, really unfair. Like really, really unfair. Remember I think a great example, fantastic example of this was the Oni bug that was in the game for months, literal months. There was an Oni bug where he has add-ons he can bring to have blood drop extra, and he just had those base kit for a while. Like for some reason, the Oni just had those. he just had the add-ons for whatever freaking reason. So like he could run, you know, Top Knot, Splintered Hull, Aikido's Crutch. He could run other add-ons on top of having extra blood at the same time, and Oni's already one of the top 10 best characters in the game. So that was brutal. That was brutal for a while. But like there wasn't like a very like it wasn't very well known for a really long time that was a thing. And then infamously, Scott Junn made a video talking about how Oni is bugged and has been bugged for a while. And then I don't have hard stats to back this, but after that video dropped in my Survivor games, it was like every 1 out of 3 games was an Oni for a very long time. After that video dropped, like 1 out of 3 games, it was an Oni. Because he was trying to let people know about the issue, right? But what he did was he popularized it. So now I was running into Onis like 1 out of 3 games, when usually I'd be like, sometimes I'd like for example, last day I played Survivor, I didn't get an Oni the entire day, you know. But out of nowhere I was getting like Onis 1 out of 3 games, and I was like, oh, cool, interesting. So, but like that was a little bit of suffering, right? That me and a lot of other people had to go through, because you know he had popularized in a sense that kind of the abuse of that random exploit that he had, right? But as a result, the Oni bug got fixed like pretty shortly after that. Like the Oni bug did get addressed. I don't know if it was the next patch after, but it was within the next 2 patches that they did. After that, they addressed the Oni bug. They went in and they fixed that, and it got removed from the game. And I think in an alternate scenario where like that went really, really unknown, and I ran into it, and I was like, you know, because like I appreciate you guys, I love you guys so much, but we're not a big channel. We're not, and that's okay. Like I mostly just make comfort content because I just want you to like vibe. I don't know, like have something to watch when you're doing chores or eating dinner or whatever. But like if I tried to raise a stink about like an Oni problem, like if I had been the one that realized that Oni was bugged, trying to raise a stink about it, it probably wouldn't matter, right? Like some people would see it and some people would know. But like it wouldn't raise a stink like, you know, a big content creator making it, you know, making a video about it. So would it have ever gotten fixed if somebody small like me had made a video about it? Would it ever have gotten that much attention if somebody bigger had not covered it? Or would we still be here in almost 2023? It's the last month of 2022, still dealing with bugged Oni because it just wasn't popular enough to get addressed. Who knows? I kind of err more on the side that it might be a necessary evil. It might just be kind of like part of the flow of the game to just have people over time discover these really, really strong build synergies or whatever, like power interactions or power exploits. And, you know, that content creator will make a video about it, and we have to deal with it for 2 or 3 weeks, but then behavior ultimately does something about it. And if perhaps they had not popularized it, maybe the adjustment, the patches wouldn't be made. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm sitting. I think it might just be something we have to deal with, and ultimately it resolves itself. So what do you think? Do you think that DVD build videos are what do you think? Do you think that DVD content creators making videos covering builds and exploits are bad for the community? Or do you think that, you know, you kind of err more on like my opinion that they might be a necessary evil and something that we kind of have to go through in order to get attention on the things that need to be fixed? Let me know down in the comments below, but that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, friend. I appreciate you so much, but I do upload daily, so I will see you tomorrow. But if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.